It all started with two friends who just felt to have an adventure, to explore a tiny little bit of the world. And I suppose let's start from the beginning. We left from France down into Spain, and we continued along a lot of the coastline. I honestly felt that, if I sum it up in a few sentences or just one sentence, it was probably one of the toughest things that I've ever done. And at the same time, it was worth it.
Oh, I got it above your helmet, so it looks so cool going down.
And the reason it was one of the toughest things was a lot of the moments that we always had something which was pulling us back. It was some sort of life lesson all the time. One of the stories was that one of the bikes that I had was stolen, and that just, I can simply say it messed up everything, but I can't really put into words how it did. And at the same time, it allowed for me to expand, to go forwards. So then we purchased a tandem bike, which was one of the silliest and yet one of the coolest things I think I've ever done. And I don't have many photos of it, but it was fun, let's put it like that. To ride with someone, it really feels like you're the passenger on a car, but with a bicycle, it was just fantastic. Another thing we did along this trip is we toured around the Sierra Nevada, and we thought to ourselves, you know what, while we're here, why don't we go and climb up one of the highest points of Spain? And we did. It was stunning up there. The views were mesmerizing. We kept continuing along the coast, occasionally hopping in and out of mainland and then coast. It was pretty dreadful though, the coast. There's a lot of ghost towns, a lot of resorts, and there's very few amounts of nature. And for me, one of the reasons I ride and one of the motivations is the landscape and seeing places which don't necessarily look like home, and yet they have their similarities, which is kind of funny. Then at one point our journey split ways. We wanted to get rid of the tandem, we wanted to sell it, we wanted to move on from it, and what ended up happening is my friend continued and went over to Portugal. I also went to Portugal, but on my own route. We went different ways, and it was fine. It was a great adventure that we both had. But I continued through Spain, and I'll make another clip about the Portuguese one, so stay tuned for that one as well. And I continued, and the landscape really just dramatically changed from this Mediterranean dry landscape down at Gibraltar all the way up to the Pyrenees, where there's a lot more grass and it's a lot more greener. And in all, it was good. And hopefully in the future we can, both of us at the same time, talk about our adventure together over a conversation. So stay tuned for that. But I just wanted to show the story and to show some of the pictures, and there will be more of these adventures. There will be a lot more on this channel. Just trust me, it's gonna be pretty cool. And that is the adventure through Spain.